Hello, hello. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Hello. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
How you doing? Come on, it's okay. You go ahead. Go ahead. No, I got you. Wait. No, you're not. come back and it's not gonna. What'd you see? They did clean it up a lot.
So this is the new digital display screen and surrounding screens that came to us via the foundation. So when Ed is up here giving service or we have a presentation to give, it's not required to go through our system anymore to do that. We can do it on any autonomous laptop, right, and stream it directly to it. You get all that? No? It's good to hear me? All right. So we'll pause it and we'll get going. Well, because we have the music on too, but we're going to shut that off. We'll get going. We're just doing a quick demo. If anybody wasn't here during the fellowship dinner. If you're going to watch Mary Poppins, it'll have its inaugural thing tomorrow. All right, Miss Etta, let's get going here. Welcome to February.
He's supposed to be on this side of the door. Let's pause for a moment of prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much that you have invited us into your presence. We thank you that your spirit dwells here among us. It's your spirit that leads and guides us in all of our conversations, in all of our interactions, and all of our deliberations. Today, as we come for our update and looking at opportunities that we have on our campus, we always look to you first. You are that guiding star, that north star. You're the God that never changes, the God of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So we commit our plans into your hand because you said that we design plans, but you're the one who directs our steps. That's our prayer today. Order our steps according to your word, according to your will, according to your way. And help us to remember in February, in this month of love, the love that you showed to us when you sent your son, Jesus. And in return, you ask that we love one another just as you've loved us. Help us to exercise that love today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Please stand if you're able for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, moving right along, we're going to get into, well, I think it's back to Etta, right? Oh, let's see what, Miss Patricia, if anybody hasn't met Patricia, stand up. Hey. She's helping us out with all stuff. My new assistant. Appreciate Patricia. We're going to do spiritual life first.
All righty.
All right.
Well, a lot of exciting things are happening because you all know we're entering into a Lenten season. And so with Mardi Gras posted behind me, you know, Mardi Gras celebration is now up until the day before Lent starts. So get all your partying in. And those of you who will be participating in Lent, find a good guide or a good devotion. There are a lot available out there for you to read along with, to concentrate on those days as we prepare our hearts for the greatest gift that God's ever given us. We have the music club that will be doing a sing-along on February the 17th, which is a Tuesday. 9:30, they'll be in Porter McGrath on the second floor, and then 10:30, they'll be here in the chapel. And we're going to test out our screens with our words to our music for that day, so you won't have to have paper. So we're going to save some trees that day. Some folks are excited about that. But we'll have the sing-along here in the chapel. Ash Wednesday will be the next day. It's February the 18th at 10:30 here in the chapel. And we will do the imposition of ashes for those who desire to do so, but we will be here in the chapel. Your Lenten devotional this year is being written, I want to say in-house. It's being published in-house, but there are quite a few number of contributors to it. We reached out to friends of our community who work at other churches. We've reached out to residents in the community, and then I will take one day in that, and we will publish that. Even the artist is here on campus, but I won't reveal who she is. I'll let you wait until that publication comes out, but I think it's going to be a very beautiful publication for you. And we're just doing Holy Week. We didn't do all 40 days, but we did Holy Week from Palm Sunday to Easter Sunday as your devotion for that. And I look forward to your response and reaction from that because it's quite a feat. The contributors have really done a great job in putting that together. For the month of February, the chapel theme is the characteristics of God's love. We've already talked about God being unconditional in his love. We've talked about God being sacrificial in his love. We're going to talk about God being compassionate in his love on this week. And then the last Sunday of February, we'll talk about how God's love is transformative, because it should move us to make changes in our lives. And as we move into March, we'll celebrate on March 6th the World Day of Prayer. For those of you who are familiar with World Day of Prayer, they always take a country and take a theme so that we keep our focus on the fact that we don't live on an island alone. We have brothers and sisters worldwide. The country of the theme will be Nigeria, and the theme will be, I will give you rest, which is a good one. So we're going to talk about what that means for us to have rest, both physically and spiritually, emotionally, relationally. We need to rest. Our bodies are in a rhythm the way that God is in a rhythm. And then the chapel focus for that month, since it's March, guys, don't get upset. We're going to celebrate the bold women of Scripture because it's in honor of Women's History Month. So we'll talk about some ladies who don't get a lot of sermons throughout the year on Sundays, and we're going to include them in our sermons for March. Now, I do have an announcement that is kind of alongside of this. I was looking in my W Life yesterday. I had a resident come to me, and they wanted to know how to get in touch with someone else. And I said, oh, that's easy. We just go to my W Life, right? We've got all of our information there, resident and staff. Well, guess what? To my surprise and dismay, the information that I needed was not there. So this is what I need from you all as residents. First of all, if you're not using the app, go ahead and download it, because all of our campus information is recorded there. Everything from resident council to your calendars, to your menus, to the activities that are coming up. So you don't have to look for paper. You can actually look on your phone and see what's coming up or what's happening. But I need you to look at your profile. If your profile does not have your correct name, your correct address, your correct phone number, then billing would be the office that you would go and see. So that's Linda and Sabrina, so that they can update that information. Because the last thing you want is for the chaplain to get ready to call you into her office and she can't find your number. That's not going to be good if I have to come knock on your door. So let's do that. As a community, spread the word to your neighbors and make sure that our information is correct. And then I'll get with Doug and we'll talk about staff, making sure that our input is there as well, because that is your contact, that is your phone book. You know, we did away with the yellow pages. That is your phone book for contacting us and for us contacting you and for you contacting one another. And it works well as long as it has great information. So I'm going to put that on you all. That's your homework for this week. Check your profile in My W Life. If you don't know how to do that, Jada's kind of been our pinpoint for that, but she's not the only person that can do it, so don't overwhelm her with that. But if you can get in with her, make an appointment and let her just show you what's on yours, and then if there's some changes needs to be made, she's not the one who's going to change them. They go into the master system, so that would be through our billing department with Linda and Sabrina. So go and see them and have them just update your information, make sure it's correct. Some of you have moved 2 or 3 times on campus since we got My W Life, and it still has your original address, which is fine if that's what you want to pay for. I mean, we don't have a problem charging you for 2 places, but you've got new people moving into those spots, and when we look and we see 2 people, we don't know who's there. So that's just a reminder from there, if we would do that for My W Life. I know it would help me as a chaplain if I need to reach out, that I don't have to go to different places to try to get your number. I can go directly to our directory and find that information there. That's my lecture for today. Didn't cost you anything. Thank you so much. Any questions for me before I pass the microphone on to who's next? Oh, thank you.
Jada or Allison, who's going next?
Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I don't have any very important announcements, but I want to go over some events that are coming up. Tomorrow, we have a live swan coming into the chapel. We will have limited handouts, so if you haven't registered yet, you may miss out on a handout, but you're still welcome to come. It's very early in the morning. It's 8:30, but that's what time the City of Lakeland is available. And then tomorrow's kind of a busy day. Tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock, we have, again in the chapel, a guitarist, Robert Phillips. Some of you may know him. He is coming to perform, so let's support him with a full house. He's doing this for free for our community, so we're looking forward to that. He's doing a classical guitar concert. So he'll just be by himself, and he's playing the guitar. Next week, we are playing a film, 12 Years a Slave, on Monday at 1 o'clock here in the chapel. It's in honor of Black History Month, so feel free to join us. And then Thursday, we have a multicultural event. We actually have the Asian Pacific Islander Student Association from Florida Southern College coming to visit. So they will give a presentation on the Lunar New Year and how multiple Asian countries celebrate it and its importance. So let's support them with a full house, and it should be interesting and good to learn. After that, the last week of February, we've got another concert coming. It is another free concert that they have generously offered to come perform for us. There will be a cellist and a pianoist, and then we're going to have a cake as, a whole group, because it's the pianist's birthday. So we'll celebrate with them. And then we do have the birthday luncheon for February. So if you have a February birthday, please be sure to sign up with me. Please remember, whenever you are registering for the birthday luncheons, that you know if you're going to bring a guest and what you'd like to order that day. If you struggle with My W Life, just give me a call or stop by my office, and I'm happy to help you with that or register for you. And then moving into March, the first week of March, we are going to be going to the Strawberry Festival. We have 3 more seats on the bus, so if anybody wants to join, feel free to go ahead and register for that. And then Saturday, March 7th, there's a Lakeland Symphony concert. So we have plenty more seats on the bus, and that is something that we need to purchase tickets ahead of time for. So if anybody would like to come, make sure that you get registered as soon as possible. So that's it. Any questions about upcoming events or anything else? No?
All right, Allison's up next. As of right now, we're successfully broadcasting on YouTube. I know I shouldn't have said anything.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's nice to see all of you. I just have a few little announcements that I wanted to bring to your attention. The first thing are the Westminster Games. I just wanted to let all of you know that there was a good effort made by our Westminster Lakeland team. The weather wasn't great, but I felt like they embodied the spirit of our community, and they had a lot of fun. Laverne Tilson placed first overall female in the timed walk. Definitely applause for that. I was very proud of her. Our spirit cheer, the Swan City Stomp, was performed well. Thank you to Pam Phillips for creating this cheer. Great job. Larry Rankin and Taylor Phillips were our dynamic duo drum players for our spirit cheer. So thank you to them. I also want to take a few moments to recognize our resident wellness committee. I want to thank them for all that they do to support me, but most importantly, what they do to support and serve our residents. They are one of our most active groups on our campus, and they meet once a month. They're very faithful. They help not only with the wellness events that I have, but they also help other departments as well. They're always there when somebody asks and when there's a need. They are a group truly devoted to our community, and I want to recognize them. They are Chris Woolwine-Moen, Nancy March, Neil Greenwood, Dolores Johnson, Barbara Kelly, Joanne Porter, Bonnie Seifert, Bob Slavosky, Alan Stevens, Laverne Tilson, and David and Mary Lou Waugh. They are wonderful. And finally, my last little announcement is that we have the crop walk. That's February the 22nd. We're doing a canned food drive. It doesn't just have to be cans. It could be cereal, peanut butter and jelly. I have a box down in the 4 bunker lobby, and there's also one at the MacArthur Center. Feel free to drop off whatever you feel like you want to give. I love the crop walk and the fact that not only do they do things globally to help with hunger issues across the world, but they're also fulfilling the need right here within our community here in Lakeland. So please, let's have another great showing like we did last year and help provide for that crop walk. Thank you.
All right. Next on the agenda is Dawn and Alyssa. Give the health center update.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so for the health center, our census is currently 64. Unfortunately, we did have an increase in respiratory illness this month and are currently in an outbreak. So the flu is still very rampant in the community. So make sure you're wearing your mask, doing good hand washing, and if you're not feeling well, don't visit the health center. So, we want to try to keep our residents as healthy as possible. And currently we have the transition of care that will be February 19th at 1 p.m. in the chapel. Everybody knows that you can reach me. My number is on my W Life, and if you ever need anything, let me know. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. If you come to the health center, masks are strongly encouraged.
Strongly encouraged, and
Strongly
hand washing.
encouraged.
Yes.
All right. It is flu season. Maria's up next with the ALF update.
Hi, everyone. It's good to see everyone here. We're still in the flu season, so some preventative tips. Wash your hands. You can use hand sanitizer, but washing hands is always the best. If you don't feel well, stay in your room. Wear a mask if you have to go outside. Also, make sure you drink plenty of fluids. Eat well. Take your vitamins. They're so important. They help fight the flu. So vitamin C, zinc, magnesium, those are all good vitamins to have. Or a daily multivitamin will help as well. There is a flu outbreak in the nursing home, so please don't go there if you don't have to. If you have to visit someone, wear a mask, don't touch your face, wash your hands. And our census currently is 56 residents, going strong. And I hope everyone stays well and healthy. Do you have any questions? Anything? All right.
Is there an unusual number of COVID in here? I'm hearing from other people that we have a COVID problem.
Not on our side, the assisted living. I'm not aware of any cases.
We had one employee, I was going to speak to this here in a moment, but we had one team member that they tested positive. Their symptoms started more than a week ago, and then by the time we found out about it, it had been more than a week. So we try to pass these communications along, timely. In the time that from the person first exhibited symptoms to the time they actually tested, it was outside of the time that we had to report it, which is unfortunate, right? A lot of people, and I'm guilty of this. I just was sick for a couple weeks, and I didn't take the COVID test till about 2 weeks into it. I was like, I'm still sick. Let me see what's going on, and it wasn't COVID. but it was only one employee. So, and that person's, for this reporting period, it won't be on my report. But that's what I think is maybe what you're hearing about. That's what I just said, yes. Yeah, so, I mean, if one of our IL residents has it and hasn't reported it, it's you all need to help us with that, right? We only know if you all tell us. If an AL resident or a health center resident tests positive, we communicate that right out. But sometimes we don't find out until, days or a week after the fact. So it was an employee. Yes.
Okay, any more questions?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, masks are, for residents, we cannot mandate, right, that masks are worn, but we can highly encourage it, right? It's going around. I can tell you, I was just in Orlando yesterday, and Gary Hennis, our COO, he has family members that work at Advent Health, and he was like, "Oh, my daughter's telling me that it's rampant in hospitals." So if most of the folks that we have here that have had tested positive for flu have come from the hospital. So, but I will tell you this as well: we have about a 100% participation rate in the flu shot. So. People are still getting the flu, although they got the flu shot.
Well, that was back in October.
Yeah. So I don't know how long
January, February.
I don't know how long they're good for.
It should be still effective, that
Right.
vaccine from October.
But that's the other part of it. All right. Anything else for Miss Maria?
No? All right, thank you, everyone.
All right. Brad and Dining Services is next on the list. Come on up, Brad. Brad loves public speaking. You need to bring Ernie with you.
I know. He loves it even more. Okay, just to give everybody a little rundown of, I'm going to start giving these announcements at the beginning so you see the production that we're doing downstairs. For the month of January, we did 13,940 meals were served out of the dining room, 165 gallons of soup, and 95 gallons of ice cream for the month of January. Okay?
How much ice cream did we throw away?
94 gallons. No, we had somebody forgot to plug the freezer in last week, and we lost about 24 gallons. So, but it's all been replaced, and we have new stuff coming in tomorrow.
That's a very serious situation.
It is. We'd have a moment of silence for the ice cream. We do have some new staff members that have started. There is Kayla Lindenberry. She has a strong serving background from a corporate standpoint, like Carrabba's, Outback restaurant chain, and is here. Manolo Santiago is a part-time server and also dish, and then you may have seen Julian in and out of the front. And then I also have another person that I'm waiting on to start. We did lose one server, but that person has been replaced. I'm sure you have noticed Ontavia. Her last day was the 2nd of February. She has moved on. But I did want to give some good news that they have been replaced. We have changed our silverware. I'm sure some of you have noticed. And if the dinner fork is too big, I recommend using the salad fork. There is a smaller fork next to the larger fork. You can use that if the dinner fork is too heavy. The glasses have been replaced. The salad bowls have been replaced because we were getting complaints about them when people mix up their ingredients. They were coming out of the bowl, so we did get wider and deeper bowls. Menu jackets are in the process of being sent here. It's about a 3-week turnaround process from production to shipping, and as well as placemats. Those are being replaced as well. I believe they're pretty much done with the dining room from a
The only thing we have some
standpoint.
additional artwork on order and a few ceiling tiles that need to be replaced out in the hall area.
yes.
Right, back by the bathrooms.
But other than that, I'm sure you guys have all seen it. It's
It's looking great.
It looks great in there. I want to give it up to Tony. Had a great fellowship dinner the other
Whoop,
night.
whoop.
The dining room looked great.
Hey.
I think it was a success. We were very proud of it. It was a fast service. So thank you, everybody that came out to that. And if anybody has any questions for me that does not pertain to large forks. Anybody? Okay. Well, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Brad. All right, next on the agenda is the sales team's going to come on up here. And Alyssa, I don't know if you all noticed her back. She threw her back out today, apparently. So she was using a walker. I'm going to tell on her. So she was, bent over. Anyhow, they didn't announce it, but I want, if you all see Alyssa, see Dawn, see, any of the healthcare team over there, this week, with the latest update in February, our health center is now a 5-star center. Right? So that's big news, very positive. It's a lot of work goes into getting there. It just doesn't happen, by chance. So if you see the folks over there, give them a pat on the back and congratulate them. Go ahead.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like you to remember to see Evilise. She's going to give her report for assisted living on her own. And I want you always to remember her face, especially if you personally or you know somebody that is considering assisted living. This is your expert to go to for transitions into assisted living. I'm your expert for independent living. You could see either one of us, but I want you to get the best information regarding assisted living from Evilise. It is her specialty. She has years of service there. So we have fantastic numbers. We are at just over 97% in independent living and 98.2% in assisted living. That's because we did have some transitions this month, but the good news is that we have a wait list for assisted living. Those rooms are going to be filled back up. We, of course, have a wait list for independent living. 3 of the units that have come on the market are actually already spoken for. We're just getting the deposits in. They should be coming this week, so I'll be able to increase our percentage. So we love that. I also want to take a minute to thank Tony for the fellowship dinner. It is very special to incoming residents to be able to come with the community there and get to know people, for me to say a little bit about them, and for people, when you guys come up and you talk to them and you hear about what they're interested in or what they've participated in or where they worked, inevitably, everybody has people come up to them and they feel very connected from that. It's a very special part of our community, and thank you. You do a wonderful job with that. So we actually had 9 new residents that were at our fellowship dinner. Not true. 2 of them didn't come, but we have 9 new residents last month. We're going to welcome 2 more residents this month into independent living. A gentleman by the name of Bernard Ramey, or Biff Ramey. He is a retired pilot from the Marines and from Southwest Airlines. So any of you who are into flying, you can know ahead of time that you have another pilot coming into the neighborhood. And our other person is Mrs. Brewster is moving into the A building. We're very excited to have her coming from way out there to way in here. So we're looking forward to that. Jennifer Martins was here, our CFO, last month. We had a fantastic event. Brad and Ernie did a wonderful French spread for the hors d'oeuvres, and we had wine, but nobody drank any wine. I can't believe it. So, that's right.
They thought it was a little weird, I think, drinking wine in the chapel. They're trying to...
To be honest, I didn't invite all of you to the CFO coming because the questions for people coming into the community and being financially fit are very different from the type of questions you're going to ask her as the CFO when you show up. So, but I do like putting the extra food out, so everyone is obviously welcome to anything that's left over, but it's not left over. It looks as fresh and beautiful as could be. We did get 4 tours out of that event, and we actually have 2 people that are considering, and they're putting their applications together right now out of that event. So it was really successful. We have upcoming 2 events, Mix, Match, and Mingle, this Friday, tomorrow, and next Friday. That's going to be an event just for prospects. There are a couple residents that are coming that we've asked, but other than that, it will not be open to everyone. However, put on your calendar for the Cinco de Mayo, we have reserved the mariachi band. We are going to have a dance demonstration and dancing. And so you, of course, are all invited to that with authentic food and dancing. Please come in costume if you would like, because we will be. And it should be a lot of fun, and it's not the 6 de Mayo this year. It's the Cinco de Mayo this year, okay? If you do plan on moving anytime soon, remember that we are very close to being full. We have aspirations of being full. But if you personally are considering moving from a house or a duplex into an apartment, or if you're in an apartment, you want to move to a duplex, or you're thinking that you're going to move to assisted living or any other location on this campus, it is very, very important for you to tell us. You have to tell me, because I'm going to sell things out from underneath you if we don't know, okay? It's really important. Residents have priority here. But if I don't know that a resident needs something or wants something or is looking towards something, then I can't help you. You have to wait for the next time that comes around, okay? So it's really, really important that if you know you might want to move or you're considering it and you have a time frame that I know, I put your name somewhere and I have that as an aside and it stays right in the front of my mind. If you know somebody in the community who doesn't come to these meetings and does not know me or Evilise, and you know that they're possibly going to be considering a move because you speak to them personally, please let them know. Even if they don't want to come see us or call us, ask permission for them, for you to tell us so that we can be aware of that. And that would be so helpful. We have 4 houses coming that are available, and it looks like, 3 of those will be taken. One of them, I have someone applying for it, and boy, we really wanted all the renovations to be done by March 31st so we could be 100% for the end of the year, but we won't be because we won't have those renovations done. So if you have any problems with that, tell Rick. Rick's the problem. Okay, here we go. Rick, actually, his team has been phenomenal, Rick. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much, you know how much work he does, but we harass him a lot to get these things done so we can get people in them, and he works hard. He works very hard. You should pay him more.
Hi, everybody. Again, in case you don't know me, my name is Evilise, and I work for Assisted Living Sales. Last month, I had an event for professionals, so most of the events I do target strictly for networking in the community and for professionals. But last month, we had like a game night net on event, which was really fun, and I got a lot of positive feedback about that. Allison was so kind to let me host that in the MacArthur Center, and so hopefully it wasn't too disruptive to y'all who were in there getting ready for the games. But we had a really good turnout, 23 or so professionals, and they had a lot of fun. It was something different. I like to try and do different things than your typical wine mixer and things like that. So if you all have any ideas as well, I'm willing to take them. Come visit me in my office, and I'd love to create our next event with that. I did want to most importantly share with you about what I'm really excited for, which is our upcoming open house. If you have not gotten it, I do have some extra flyers over here. It's our health and wellness fair that I am putting together. And thankfully, I've had a lot of help with our leadership team here, as well as Allison, and I'm looking forward to working with the Wellness Committee. Thank you all for willing to volunteer and help me out with this event. we're on the back of it. It does have a schedule of the mini workshops and who we have that we're honored to have speak and share the community health and wellness updates and things like that for you all. So definitely take advantage to be there during that time. Throughout the day, you'll have different continuous engagement zones is my plan, where you can get blood pressure checks, you can get hearing screenings from the Central Florida Hearing and Speech Center. So definitely come out. I do encourage you to bring someone new from your community, whether it's someone from church, or if you go out in the community and do bingo, or you go out and play bridge or cards. Invite them. It's for everybody. It's for everyone to join us. I know Rhonda and I are going to be spreading it out to a lot of the 55 plus communities in the area, but it's not just for you all, it's for everyone too. So please bring a friend. We'll have a lot of fun that day. Brad doesn't know it, but he'll be doing some cooking demos that day too.
He's off that day.
He's off that day, apparently. But no, it'll be a lot of fun, so please be sure to come out and spread the word. I'm really excited about it. That's really all I have.
Last but not least, in case you didn't know, Evilise is the employee of the quarter.
Hey, and it was her birthday last month.
We're very proud of her. Thanks.
All right, thank you all. All right, next on the agenda is Rick. Come on up here, Rick. Tell us what's going on. How come there's a construction delay? And anybody in this room happen to own a dark Ford Mustang? No? All right. It never hurts to ask.
Well, it's been a heck of a 2 weeks here. Since my new supervisor started, Jeff Creekmore, he's been running every weekend up here. 2 weeks ago, we had the freeze that we had sprinkler pipes in Four Bunker Manor was dripping because they froze. And then this past weekend with the car driving through Terrace Gardens, he was up here again working. Like you said, we were looking for a Ford Mustang.
Is he here today now?
He's not in the room now. No,
Okay.
no.
Because we know of a name, but we don't know of a face.
He was here on the last chat.
Oh, I wasn't.
Yeah, he was here in the last chat. But I'll bring him up next month.
Okay.
Yeah, he used to work here before.
So I heard.
Yeah, and so but he's been running. He's been running his tail off between the car and then the fire that we had downstairs. We had a LED light right in front of the Vol shop. It started fire on the ceiling and then stuck to the floor. You can see the evidence is still down there. But we repainted the ceiling and everything, and that's all fixed up. But he's been very busy this last 2 weeks. I know there's been a lot of concerns about the plants on campus, the grounds on campus, how they look really bad right now. The grass is frozen, the plants are frozen. I've talked to Floralawn, and they're not going to do any trimming. They're skipping the mowing this week because there's nothing to really mow. We're assessing that. I think Doug's going to talk about that a little bit more, but we're going to assess it. We're going to wait until springtime to see what's going to come back and what's not going to come back, and then we'll assess it from there. But like I said, the grounds look pretty bad right now, but it's due to the weather, and we're going to address it as needed. They are trimming crepe myrtles right now on this end of the campus, and they're going to work their way down to all the way to the Terrace Gardens. Right now, also, I wasn't aware of this until one of my employees came up. He got a letter in the mail that I know we're in a drought, but our irrigation, we need to cut back. We're going to go to 1 day a week. Chris will be going around adjusting all the sprinkler timers to 1 day a week. And it really depends on the address, but we're on a well. And so we really can't go by addresses, so we're just going to assess it 1 day a week. And if water management comes by, I'll talk to them about that. And they will come by. They generally do when we go to water restrictions. We have a new transportation driver starting up, and she's here now doing her classes. Her name is Holly Potts, and she'll start driving next week. Woo-hoo. Yes, we need another driver. Work orders. Last month, there was 557 work orders submitted to maintenance, and 529 got completed. So that was a 94% average that we were completing them. And it was average one day turnaround on those work orders. Any concerns or questions for maintenance? She was here up for.
I'm Charlotte Noble.
Yes, ma'am.
Rick, I live at 518 Waverly, and I'm very concerned about the traffic that has been coming past my home and coming very, very fast. Not just at nighttime like this accident occurred, but during the daytime. And I was hoping that possibly there would be a consideration for a gate be put up on that road.
That gate would consist of Terrace Gardens and Waverly. That would be an assessment. And the last time we did a gate, I know that was a resident request, and we did a survey with those residents that live in those areas to see. And that could be an option, and that would Doug would have to address that. But that's how that last gate was put up. It was through a resident assessment. And yes.
It's very bad. I mean, well, I have a little dog. I used to let her loose a little bit, but that's not the case anymore. I mean, there have been times when I've seen cars go past, not being chased, just going too fast.
Yes, ma'am.
If we had any residents on that street, it would have been all over. This just happens to have happened during a nighttime, and no one was there. But we know from the extent of it that it could have been so much worse.
Oh, it very well could have been.
To the house,
And some of these do happen. I would say since I've been here, we've had a couple accidents due to impaired drivers, and they're always at night that I've seen. I mean, not saying, but most of them are at night, and I don't know.
well, these are the drivers that I'm talking about during the day are ones that are lost.
Yeah, that's how most of them are.
I think that it's a throughway street.
Yeah.
And they come barreling down there. I mean, they're driving like they're on Florida Avenue.
Yes, ma'am.
And this, I think the only thing that would stop them would be a gate.
I'm not sure if a gate. I mean, a gate would help quite a bit. But I've seen also cars drive through gates. Also, it's happened at the maintenance shop twice now. They drive right through our gate, and even though we even have big bold reflectors on the gate, and they just drive right through the gates. And that's one option. I mean, speed bumps are another option. I think that'd just be a resident assessment, and for those residents that live in that area. Yeah.
I have
Tony?
two questions. One, I want to know who takes care of the hedges. I know that the people that cut do. But if one of the hedges in the road die, who takes care of that? Who maintenance does, or do they replace it?
I would have to look at. I don't know what road you're referring to. I mean, that's something we'd have to.
In front of the house on the left-hand side, and when you're looking at it, it'll be on the right side. There's one hedge that is completely dead.
Okay, I'd have to take a look at.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, we're not going to address anything until spring.
Understandable, but I was
Yeah.
just asking a question.
Yeah,
Who takes
okay.
care of it? Whether it be our maintenance people or the people that cut.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to know.
Okay.
So the hedges are the community's hedges, and if we needed to replant something, if it's one plant, I mean, we're going to do that in-house. If we're replanting 100 hedges, we may have it.
The work order would have to be put in.
Sure.
Correct. Yes.
On my part.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Secondly, nobody cleans the bottoms of the hedges, and all weeds are growing around it. Is that you guys, or is that?
No, it'd be Flora Lawn, and they'll spray it with Roundup. They'll weed eat and then spray it with Roundup.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I got weeds almost
Yeah.
up to my knees.
Now, Flora Lawn does have a email address, and I'll put that out for everybody so you can
No,
place
we won't.
work orders.
We
with
won't do
Flora.
that. If you have any questions about the services that any of our vendors are providing, Rick or myself is the appropriate place, and Jeff. Residents should not
No,
be
but there's a work order program that will come. They'll email and then it'll come to me and it'll also go to the floor lawn too. Yeah, it's both.
But why should we have to?
Yeah.
No,
I'm
you
just saying,
communicate with
but
us.
you can
We'll
place a work
communicate with the
order,
vendor.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it'd be better
Yeah.
for us to place
Yeah.
an order
No.
other than call them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neil?
Given any consideration to restructuring that intersection up there at Waverly and Harrison Gardens Drive? It's very difficult.
When in the capital budget, we have in there for repaving roads, and when that time comes, that's one of the considerations. Yes, because you're talking about taking a hard right out of Terrace Gardens onto Waverly. Yeah. Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Is that a county, city-owned road, or do we own?
No, they're private roads.
So maybe a sign would help. It's because it's so small. No through here, private road.
Oh, there are signs posted at the entrance. Yes.
Yeah, there's big giant signs.
Yeah.
Says no access to the lake, private property.
Yep.
Yeah, big signs. They're all over the campus. Yeah.
Yes, Marge.
One of the problems that I've had on the subject that he's talking about, ferns. They have, well, I'm glad I'm leaving the ferns behind, because they are killing the bushes. I have reported them for maybe 10 or 15 years. And nobody ever cares.
They trim the
I will
ferns.
go out there and I was pulling them out, but now it's Fern Road. What do you think? Down by your gate.
Yep.
So what I'm hearing is the ferns are growing well?
The ferns are growing really well.
Okay. All right.
Ferns are very aggressive. Judy?
First of all, what I'd like to do is to thank you, the Dixieland Association. We had our first meeting.
That was on my list. You guys are stealing all my thunder.
I just wanted to thank you.
I'm going to scratch it off.
Many years we've been members, and they invite anybody in the community to come that lives in the area. And we bounce from location, thank you, from location to location all over trying to have Dixieland meetings. And I believe Pat Meyer she was able to work that out. And just wanted to thank y'all for doing that because it was a great turnout. And what I wanted to mention is that at that meeting, there are 4 residents that actually live on Waverly that are not residents here that we talked about. And I think Doug had mentioned to me about the Ring camera, and they have Ring cameras. But there were 2 lady police officers there that had no knowledge that this had happened. One did state that if she did have a little knowledge, she's in traffic and really couldn't expand on it. The other ones didn't find it anywhere on her records that there had even been an incident down there. And she did mention that the officers would probably, whoever was investigating it, would go from door to door to door asking if anybody had a Ring camera and if anybody had seen it. Well, one of the residents that lives right there as you go in had been seeing a yellow Mustang just a day or 2 before that, circling the park. So I just wanted to kind of make y'all aware that they were going to go home and check their Ring cameras and see if they could offer any information. But again, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
It was investigated by the police. They did come out and fill out a police report, and they're supposed to follow back up with us because we do have it on video.
We just don't have a tag.
Yeah.
We just don't have a tag or anything that we can identify, whose car it was.
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to follow up with what I was asking. What will we as residents need to do, or how will this be handled as far as the gate is concerned? I'm very serious about this. And I'm not the only one. I just have to.
Yeah. So I can tell you for this next coming year, it is not on our capital list. We do, and we did, and we will have meetings going up, as we get into we're going to have a walkabout here in May with our Orlando representatives. They'll come down and we'll go around and looking at, a potential, gate is something that we can do. We're going to enlist the input of our residents, including yourself, to put things on the capital budget list and, for consideration. And if it's something, that's feasible and we want to move forward with, to be honest with you, the next morning coming here and driving around looking, I sort of thought the same thing. We have the one on the back there going down towards maintenance, but, for most of the time during the daylight hours anyway, it's open, right? So it's not, it's not going to prevent some.
This needs to be something that is closed.
Well, I mean, if we're going to have a gate, right, it should be, I mean, personally, I think the back gate should be closed all the time. So it.
Access with numbers, or like you would at when you go to a storage center, where you can put the numbers in or have something on your windshield.
Something, right. Sure, barcode or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if, you're saying that people are coming through regardless, or we're crashing into, well, that still means that the car has been slowed, or there's some warning for this person.
Yeah.
The people that I see walking, they're gonna need a lot of warning. A lot of warning.
Well, I would ask, I mean, if, our neighbors here, right, slow down, right? If it's our, if it's our team out there in golf carts and stuff going too fast, we need to ask them to slow down. Okay. All right. Well, I just.
See them come around and then go back out.
Yeah. Hey, I can tell. I think I've told most of the folks here the story about how I came to be here. I was over there in the neighborhood looking for a house. And I was like, boy, this is a cute neighborhood. And my wife's like, yeah, look at all around. I said, but there's not one for sale sign here, right? So it just, people, we're not a walled, gated community, so, they don't know where our neighborhood starts and where, the community ends. So, okay, yeah.
And so I've seen it, and I've seen the changes, and I've seen the cars come down.
Okay. Tony.
I have a question. Like these mobile home parks and everything like that, everybody has a clicker where when they get up to it, they automatically open up.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be feasible for our community as well, that we, as a community, have an entrance? Nobody can get in unless they have a clicker.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, these access control gates.
What we're talking about there, this way, who's ever in here had a key to get in here.
Let me just throw something out there, just I don't need an answer, but just think about it. If one of the residents, one of you all, were to happen to run into this gate when it's installed, who pays for the repair of the gate? Don't have to answer, but I will let you know that we've had 8 garage doors ran into this year. Garage doors.
Well, then they shouldn't be driving.
I'm just saying I'm not looking for answers. I'm just saying, if it's going to happen.
If your own garage door, you shouldn't be driving.
Well, you replace the garage door, but the what I'm asking is, I'm a little bit rhetorical, right? When it does happen, because it will, right? Who's responsible for it? Because understand, right? When we have to repair something like that, it's everybody's repairing. I understand, ma'am. I'm trying to draw an analogy when something gets damaged. That's okay, right? What's that? No. No, I mean, it does, but understand we have a deductible, and our deductible is quite high to keep our premiums down. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
I'm not hearing very well today.
Okay.
But did you talk about the guest room renovation?
Not yet. It's on my list. Hold on there, Miss Polly. You're wanting out? Coming to you're real close to hitting it. Yep. There we go. All right. Anything else for Rick? And we'll get on to the guest room. You guys, look, I got all these scratches. I had all these things to talk about, and you guys have talked about all of them. But we'll get right into the guest room. I want to give a shout out again to our foundation. I know I put it in the TGI about all the work that the foundation's been helping us with. The initial sound system, right, was one of our internal donors, but we had the foundation that came in with the screens and the update with that. We've had a big thing with our clicker back there, and they fixed that. I'm looking at it now, so hopefully our clicker, when we're in here giving presentations, will work. What's that? No sound on the Spectrum channel. Okay, for through the YouTube or just a 24? So you're getting the audio. I mean, you're getting the video, but no audio. Put that on the list there, Miss Patricia. We need to. So we're getting video through the 2492, but not audio. But on the YouTube, I think it's coming through. Okay. All right. And then where the foundation, I know some of you have it here, where the foundation gets donations from primarily, as at least one of the primary donors is our pharmacy, so Longevity Scripts. So we'd like to thank them. And then speaking of donations, right? Is there a question? Nope. So this is what we have a screen in the back. So I guess I should put my notes back there and I can look up. I know who's talking to me all the time. But we had from the Vol Shop Bid House Committee, right, donated funds for 20 new mattresses for the health center. So if you're involved in that, thank you. Right? Thank you. It's very generous. We appreciate that. I had a question about the guest rooms. I know we have a resident, I think Miss Donna's family's coming very soon. She was asking about it. We're still working on the concepts. We are moving instead of a lockable twin bed system to just a twin beds, right? Many of you have provided feedback for the twin beds. So it's going to have twin beds and a sleeper. The B room will have a double sleeper. Due to the size, it's a little bit larger than the C room, and the C room will have a single sleeper, so which is like a chair that turns into a sleeper. Okay. All right. Again, we already talked about the dining room. It's wrapping up. We have some additional art that's going to come up there, and we're going to have that art that's going to go there and into Howland Delay area on the walls there. We have 3 new couches and 4 new chairs that are being sourced for both the Howland Delay and the PMG lobby. I know we've gotten feedback that our staging furniture that we have in the PMG is a little low and a little soft. I've heard from you all that it's very comfortable while you're in it. You just can't get out of it. So it was the stuff that was there when we put the new carpet in. It needed to go. It's seen its useful life go by. So we put the stuff that we had, but we are getting new furniture there. Again, 3 total couches and 4 total chairs. So it'll be 2 couches and probably 2 chairs up in PMG, and then a couch and 2 chairs in the Howland Delay area. We got to take out the wood termite-ridden entertainment center that's there in Howland Delay, and we're going to work, on the TV and stuff that folks used to watch in that area as well. Everybody know what I'm talking about? No? Well, that's okay too. But if you're in the area there, that's sort of the living room area next to the sunroom. Where folks like to play or do the puzzles. All right, so that's the guest rooms. Any other input about the guest rooms? Everybody's a fan of the twin beds? Yes, Mr. Landis.
Are we not going to have the AAs of East Coast?
My vision for that is yes, right? Like you're talking about the gate. It's a matter of getting capital dedicated, to doing that and having that vision sort of, gain traction, right? Something, we don't, snap our fingers and do anything, right? We have, talk about it. We talk about it with you all. We talk about it, with Sean and folks and see what the feasibility of it is. I think having an alternate area, which would actually be, right here below us, and having, a big sliding glass door or something there that provided access out to the patio would be great, for a social area. But we have to, see what we can do to make that happen, right? So,
Pinball machine.
with a pinball machine. Or Pac-Man. So but I think it's, something to, consider, and we just need, to keep talking about it. We were up there this weekend or this week, and we talked about, the things that, we need to do to continue to, advance, and this is one we need to continue to bring ideas, good and bad, to the table, vet them out, and see what happens, and if it's something that's, ends up being a good idea, hopefully we'll move forward with it. It's my understanding that sometime in the past, some of you all that have been here for a while may recall, I think that they tried to do some sort of alternate dining thing in MacArthur Center, and it fizzled out or lost traction or whatever happened to it, and it's gone the way of the dodo. But, so we don't want, if we do, spend the resources, to convert that, we want it to be successful. All right, so that's the guest rooms. The chapel, we continue to look at the chapel for opportunity here with painting the exterior structure, painting the inside, updating, the carpet and the chairs. I think, some of you all probably have seen it in the past. I haven't seen any today, but we've also had termites that have gotten into these chairs. As we have houses tented, we bring stuff that is affected out into the neighborhood or wherever the tenting is being done and have the items treated. But it's, it's something else that we're looking at, right? And again, as we move forward, the budget for this coming next year, has been approved, right, which starts in April. But as we look into May, we'll start the process, all over again for the next budget season. All right? So chapel updates. And then we're just talking about the budget. The budget has been approved. Everything that we showed on the list up here, and we could distribute it again with Ms. Pat's help and the resident council's help, has been approved. It's just now up to Michelle and Evilise and the sales team to ensure that we have the entry fees to support those capital projects, right? So all that's based on, us making plan. Anybody got any questions about that? That's it, because you guys already stole. Miss Pat, right, thank you again for, spearheading the Dixieland. I don't know if it was Miss Pat. I know I got email. It seems like it was a great success. I think we had 25 people there or so, right, from the neighborhood association. We want to keep our relationship with the surrounding community positive.
But they invite our community because they want people, even if you're a resident here, to come to those meetings.
All right.
They're going to move it from the bistro to a so full.
Right.
That we're going to try to have to
Move it out into the dance floor over there or something. Well, it's yeah. So I mean, we could do that. We could even do it in here. But I know that people know where MacArthur's at because they vote there. But we just need to do the setup. We can certainly put it on the calendar, right? I think everybody knows that we're working on a plan. We're on the very beginning phases of the plan to figure out what we're going to do when Jada goes away for a few months. So very beginning of the plan. So we don't really have a plan as of yet. We're just talking about it.
She can bring the baby back.
Mm-hmm. She's pregnant? I didn't know what was going on. Cat's out of the bag. So it's so we're working on that. That's about it. Anybody got any questions for me? Yes, ma'am.
First, I want to make sure that this is not a criticism. It's a question for clarification.
Sure.
I seem to blunder into events where I don't belong. I'm walking around and I go into the gym and there's somebody who's meeting and I've interrupted their meeting. And I don't like to do that. So who's keeping the calendar? Is it possible to see when there's an event that's maybe not for the whole community, but people are meeting
mean, I could let Jada speak to it more, but I believe the calendars or, the daily stuff is on the info screens.
Well, I blunder into stuff that's not on,
Hmm?
not personal parties, so
So not.
families renting a space or whatever.
So, I mean, is there any reason why we couldn't put that on the calendar? Private event?
We would just have to specify that it's a closed event and not open to everybody, but you also run into.
Is that the sort of stuff you're talking about?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
manage to interrupt people, and then they think I'm trying to be rude when I'm just going to the gym.
We do have, right, we're blessed with, some great spaces on the campus, and we do have, residents that have parties or wakes or, you name it, right?
But then I get feedback that My W Life is too crowded. But when we put too much on My W Life that maybe doesn't pertain to you all, I get feedback that there is too much, it's too cluttered, and you only want to see things that you can attend or, that are worth seeing.
So maybe we could have on the scroll, we could have a private event calendar.
Or even post it at the event.
Or even at the events, yeah. Little sign.
Sign that says, this is somebody's funeral celebration that I'm walking through at the bistro or at MacArthur.
Right.
Because I don't think I can get in the gym going the other way.
I think the side door is open, but there's really, even the going in the side, you're still sort of in the main area there. I think there is a back fire exit, but I've never tried to get in from the.
I know we can get out, and I just don't know.
Right. Well, I mean, it's a good, point to make, right? That maybe we could just have a follow-up counter. So let's think about it, right? So if anybody has any good ideas about it, bring them forward, and let's work on it. All right, anybody have anything else? It's 1 o'clock. It's a little after 1, I think. Or after 2 o'clock after. Any questions? I have a lot of questions for you all. All right, everybody. All seriousness, have a good rest of the day. Welcome to February. Thank you very much.
But you know how to go back in and put it back on. The other thing would be,
The other thing to do would be to get an updated printer.
Well,
With
that was the other.
AirPrint.
That was the other
AirPrint
thing. It's
compatible.
trying to tell me
Yeah.
that it's too old, you know. I'm at